We're back. Woo!
Hello, hello.
Scooby Dru and Minion don't. That's not from a fan. You came up with that.
Busted.
Okay. I've got one that is incontestably, indisputably, incontrovertibly, indismissibly from a fan. All right, I'm in. Go for it. I'm Scooby Dru. How are you?
Who's that from?
Buddy Cole. Ah, thank you, buddy. Yes, you're now my buddy. Sure are, and ours too. Shall I jump into some BTS? Some BTVS? BTS?
For sure.
I have a funny behind-the-scenes share that you can see in the opening playground scene. We shot in Santa Monica, not too far from the beach, so there was always more humidity shooting outside than when we were at Paramount, Universal, Disney, or other places. We started shooting the scene at about 9 p.m., so in between takes, Jerry put my front curly tendril up in what I think is called a duckbill clip.
It is.
It is. Okay, I got it right. For some of the coverage, we thought I was off camera, but I'm really in what we call an over-the-shoulder, which means that a bit of me is in frame. On my coverage, my tendril is flowing down, but on the angel shots where part of me is in frame, my curl is not flowing, but it's pinned up. In fact, after I say, "This is just the beginning," in the shot that cuts to Angel, you can see the hair is off my face and the clip glints in the light.
Synopsis. A brief summary or a general survey. Don't quote me, but I just love to compile, collate, posit, and then conclude. I'm summary gal. Yup, that's me.
Sire Rebecca, do you want to give the synopsis? Oh, can I give it a go? You said I've got it right on the episodes in which I appear. What do you think, Sire Rebecca?
Who can deny, Drew?
I am undeniable. Buffy's friend from Los Angeles, Ford, arrives in Sunnydale with a plot to become a vampire since he's terminally ill. He's a member of a group of vampire wannabes and sets up giving Spike and I the Slayer if we sire him. Meanwhile, Buffy's suspicious about Angel's past with me. Angel tries to persuade me to leave Sunnydale. Not likely. Buffy eventually thwarts Ford's scheme, but lie to me. Everyone is hiding secrets and lies.
That's a great summary, Drew.
I thought you mortals would appreciate the simplistic, linear version, as opposed to the cockamamie Drew version. No comment, but I'm very excited to comment all about this episode. It's Deja Drew all over again.
That's a good one.
I loved the opening scene at the playground. I loved being there. This was shot right on the lot just outside of our trailers. Michael Gershman used this huge china ball that looked like a big hot air balloon to light the scene. It creates a luminescence and beauty in this moonlit scene, which is a stark contrast to the horror and the eeriness. I love the crossfades from the roundabout to the swings. Whereabouts? Thereabout. Hereabout. What about? You're a layabout. I'm so not a layabout. What I was saying is that I love crossfades. I use them a lot in my feature film. They create a third image in the transition, the two frames superimposed to create another tableau. This can be used to create a dreamy, surreal, trippy, otherworldly feel. Crossfades are used to great effect in Apocalypse Now. They're used to terrific effect here in setting up the mood. We see the little boy who lets us know his mom is late, as usual. Yummy like veal. No, Drew.
Oh, no.
No. As the camera pans around, Drew is revealed moving towards him from a distance. A gal's gotta make an entrance.
And an ominous one at that.
If any of our listeners are studying filmmaking, this is a great scene to watch to see how the different size shots are used so effectively to tell the story, evoke feeling, and create atmosphere. As we rehearsed the scene, when Joss and Michael saw that I was trailing my hand, they decided to shoot that close-up of my fingers lingering on the bars. It really ups the creep factor.
And we get to see the Drusilla manicure up close.
The iconic Drusilla manicure. Yes, fine. I talked to Will, the little boy, to explain that I was going to be creepy in the scene. I never do that with my victims. It ruins the element of surprise. Exactly why I wanted to talk with him, so that he wouldn't be scared. But fear brings so much joy. The Drusilla theme plays, and I also sing, Run and catch, run and catch. The lamb is caught in the blackberry patch. They actually cut out one of the run and catches. I brought this song back in other episodes, even though it was never scripted again. A gal's gotta sing.
Uh-oh.
Would I lie to you? Would I lie to you, honey? Now would I say something that wasn't true? I'm asking you, sugar, would I lie to you? All together now, including you yummies listening. Join in. Right. Would I lie to you? Would I lie to you, honey? Now would I say something that wasn't true? I'm asking you, sugar, would I lie to you? Another interesting... Seriously, would I? Would you what? Would I lie to you? Yes.
Yes.
A gal's gotta try it on, if you say so. I do. You know, lyrics are very important.
Yes, they are.
When I sing run and catch, if the little boy has his ears peeled, I don't think that's a phrase. It should be. Ear peeling is loads of fun. Anyway, I interrupted you. What else is new? It's usually the other way around, delusional. My point is that I sing my mummy's lullaby. This is the first time we hear about Drusilla's mummy, but I'm also telling the little boy that even if he runs, he will be caught. Ah. So, if I ever sing run and catch, Juliet and Rebecca are clearly no match, you will know you only have a few minutes left.
That's comforting news.
At least you get a serenade before your demise. At least there's that. Then I say one of the creepiest lines ever. I say it. What will your mummy sing when they find your body? But I don't see why that's creepy. Of course you don't. He says that he isn't supposed to talk to people. I try to explain to the slow sod that I'm not a person, but then Angel intervenes. Reprehensible. We see the effect he has on Drew, and vice versa, and we start to get the history between these two. We can tell there's a sexuality to it, and that it has been fraught and dark. I reference how he hurt me in the past but can't anymore. And I can tell he is smitten like a kitten with Buzzy.
Let's not start that Buzzy business again.
Yeah, let's not. Buffy is on the rooftop and sees, spies, that we are together. This is the scene where the hairpin that shouldn't be there is in my hair on David's coverage. Do you want to say it? Spoiler alert. Yes. Drew, you, us, we say that Buffy has no idea what's in store for her. We're telling the audience that down the line some crapola is going to hit the fan. Some bad stuff is going to go down. After the deserted playground, there's an establishing shot of the exterior of the school, and it's the opposite of the empty kiddie park. It's all hustle and bustle. Jenny and Giles' voiceover pre-lap, and then we cut to them walking down the stairs to the hall. They're flirting, and Jenny is up to something, making a plan. Giles says he's been researching my honey bunny bear, my sweet panther, my delectable king, we get the picture. Buzzy is glum. Giles uses that exact word. That's why I used it, instead of the one I was going to say. Dumb. Giles says that Buffy should take a day off. Since Reptile Boy, he hasn't been pushing her as hard. I also wanted to mention that this episode is written and directed by Joss. He had a very clear vision on the episode and was also very collaborative. Do you know what is resplendent? What? That Buzzy and Willow pass notes about me in class.
Willow has written, "Do you know who she was?" And Buffy writes, "No. Dark hair, old dress, pretty."
Bless. Cordy has very Cordy-like lines singing the praises of Marie Antoinette and how her subjects were depressed. Xander points out that she means oppressed. But back to me. Okay. Willow writes, vampire, ? Buzzy doesn't think I'm a vampire. Remember what I said about dumb?
Then Xander joins the Dru discussion.
Fascinating topic. Well, very educational. Not the word on the tip of my tongue. Ford joins in the conversation. Billy Fordham, a.k.a. Ford, is played by Jason Behr. Jason is such a lovely guy. He made his feature film debut in Pleasantville with Reese Witherspoon and Tobey Maguire. He starred in the series Roswell opposite Katherine Heigl. On a side note, he and Katherine used to work out at Gold's Gym for a spell while I was there. What do spells have to do with working out? It's a colloquialism. Yes, those coily things you and Sire Rebecca resort to. Yes, Jason appeared alongside Kevin Spacey, Kate Blanchett, and Judi Dench in The Shipping News. The Shipping News earned him a Movie Line Award for standout performance. He starred opposite Sarah Michelle Gellar in The Grudge, and he was also Supergirl's father on the TV series. A number of years after Lie to Me, I shattered my wrist, and I joined a different gym which was walking distance from my physical therapy. At that time, Jason was a member of that gym. It was this really swanky gym. I think the first time I saw him, I joked, "We have to stop meeting like this." Did you say, he? No. You have to learn to punch up your jokes. Anyway, we would chat while doing cardio on stationary bikes, on the stairs, various cardio machines, and it was really lovely and helped pass the time.
Buffy says that they went to school together for 7 years in LA and that Ford was her 5th grade crush. Xander is not pleased about this new arrival. I love the body language when Ford shows up. Buffy instantly holds his hand and later links her arm through his. But later, when she knows the truth about him, her arms are protectively crossed against her chest.
Yes, so observant from open to closed. Buffy puts her foot in her mouth. Not for real, Dru. You can put your leg down. Right then, when he wouldn't give her the time of night, she moped for months. To the divinals, I touch myself. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
I remember getting in trouble listening to this song.
All together, and you too, our listeners. I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. Oh, I don't want anybody else. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Nailed it.
Sorry. You said that you got in trouble listening to this song.
Yes. Around that time, there were a number of songs that became problematic both at school and at home. That was one of the songs that I was not allowed to either listen to or sing along to. So I feel very rebellious tonight.
It is funny when you start doing some of the lyrics of certain songs in public. I remember doing a similar thing, singing aloud Prince's Mad Sex. And the lyrics are mad sex in the horny morning, mad sex in the afternoon. And I found myself singing it really loud with my headphones at the gym and then looking around and people were looking at me. So.
I got in trouble listening to the soundtrack to Rocky Horror Show. And my youngest brother overheard And we were on vacation, and my mom was inside of a store, and we're all sitting in the parking lot in the car. The window was open, and he must have been like 4 and stood up out the window and yelled, "I'm a sweet transvestite." Needless to say, my CD was taken away at that moment.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's such a good CD too. That musical is
I
amazing.
know.
Willow has the time start joke because she figures out what the lyrics of I Touch Myself are about. So delayed. It's really funny. By the way, the Australian band The Divinals performed the song I Ain't Gonna Eat Out My Heart Anymore in the Buffy movie. The song is a cover of the 1966 song by the Young Rascals. At the Bronze, Buffy comes in to learn that Ford has been talking about Buffy's exploits in the 9th grade beauty contest swimsuit competition while playing pool with Xander and Willow. Lies are a theme throughout this episode. What do you call a plate that lies?
A plate?
Dish honest. He. Oh. What kind of machine never lies?
What kind?
A fax machine. He. Definitely a Sid. Oh.
Absolutely, I'll say.
One more. All right, go for it. How can you tell if a skeleton is lying? You can see right through it. He. Oh, 3 strikes. You're out, Drew. Out. No more jokes. I will refrain from making the jokies till later in the episode.
Thank goodness.
Yes, a reprieve. Angel lies and says he did nothing last night, that he stayed in and read. He doesn't tell Buffy about Drew. Ooh, no Drew or a hullabaloo. There's a lot of tension between Ford, Angel, Buffy, Xander, and Willow. In the alley, Buffy sends Ford on a fool's errand when she hears a vampire. She says that she left her purse at the Bronze. Ford actually eavesdrops instead of going to get it. Then Buffy lies to Ford, but he knows the truth. Can I take a moment to say how adorable the slippers Willow wears at home are? She looks so cute in Lie to Me. I had a pair of elephant slippers in the 1800s.
You did?
No, I lied. He. Okay. I like standing on my head for days on end. What? I like standing on my head for days on end. I heard you, but why are you saying that? What are you talking about? All right, I lied. He. Can we just get back to discussing the episode? Well, you did say lie to me. I thought you wanted me to. I said it in context because it's the title. Always so literal. Tisk, tisk. The Sunset Club, the Vampire Wannabe Club, reminds me a bit of the opening of The Hunger.
It does. I love a vamp club moment. Also like the opening in Blade.
Another cool thing is that most of the background extras in the club were absorbed in vampire culture, and a lot of them actually had filed their canine teeth into fangs. So, when you see fangs on any of the additional folks hanging out, those are not makeup. We meet Marvin, who wants to be called Diego. Silly name. That is the point. While talking to Marvin/Diego, Ford takes medication. This is the first hint that we get that he's unwell. But it's a subtle thing. A first-time viewer could miss it or think it's aspirin or something. This scene shows that Drew and Spike are different kind of vampires. They're new. They're punk rock. Diego and the club attendees are ascribing to their idea of vampires, the very traditional, stereotypical tropes. Look at Diego's cape. We got to talk about that cape for a minute.
It is a bit flashy.
Very flash. The movie that plays on the screen at the club fits this too. It is Dan Curtis's Dracula with Jack Palance. By the way, elements of that film are the basis for Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, where Dracula's long-lost love has been reincarnated.
I haven't seen Curtis's Dracula, but Coppola's is a favorite of mine. Visually, it's captivating, and Gary Oldman is both terrifying and heartbreaking.
I agree. It's operatic and touching at the same time. Chanterelle brings Ford a drink and, spoiler alert, yes, she later changes her name to Lily and later to Anne. I love Julia Lee, who plays Chanterelle/Lily/Anne. Dev and I are friends with Julia and her husband Spencer, who I also know from Buffy days. We hang out, we have meals, and we do things like seeing Harry Groner, the mayor, and his wife Dawn in theater. Julia's beautiful and so talented. She and Spencer have been producing all kinds of interesting projects. I remember being on set watching James and Julia filming her first scene. I often prefer watching the work rather than sitting in my trailer. I make sure to keep whatever prep I need going so that I'll be ready as an actress to jump into my next scene when it's up. But I also love watching the directors and actors. You learn so much that way. Some of us don't have to act. Some of us play many different characters.
Some of us just want to keep the peace.
Ooh, can I have a piece of flesh? No.
No.
No. The wannabes discuss that only true believers are allowed. Ford mentions dying young and staying pretty. Do you know where this reference comes from?
No, I don't.
So the quote is, "Live fast, die young, and have a good-looking corpse." It was first written by Irene Luce in 1920. Then it was used in the 1947 book Knock on Any Door by Willard Motley, and it's also in the movie version of the book with Humphrey Bogart. It's often associated with James Dean, who was supposedly a fan of Knock on Any Door and did die so young. Ford looks nefarious when he Rocky Horrors the movie, mouthing it word for word.
Willow invites Angel in.
It's such a Willow statement when she says, I'm so the net girl.
It's such a great line when Angel says, 100 years just hanging out, feeling guilty, really honed my brooding skills.
It makes me laugh every single time. Willow discovers that Ford is not listed in the school records. He's not registered. Offstage, we hear Willow's mom. Willow quickly asks if Angel wants her to lie to Buffy. He says not to bring it up, so yes, a lie by omission. She does do this, but feels awkward and uncomfortable. Lies are abound. Yes. What is the biggest lie in the entire universe?
What?
Quote, I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions. He. I like that one.
And it's
good
so
one.
true.
It's so true. That's pretty good. I'll tell Sid. How come frogs are such good liars?
Why?
Because they are amphibians. He. Oh, I think I like the other one better.
I agree.
In the scene with Willow at school where she's nervous, did you notice what poster is on the wall?
It's a widespread panic poster for their album Bombs and Butterflies.
Yes, it sure is. Giles asks Buffy if she has been revealing her secret identity to impress cute boys. She tells him that Ford knew. No one ever asks how he knows. I think it's interesting. How do you think Ford found out?
Again, it's one of those things that I would want to know right away. Also to make sure that not everybody figures this out.
Yeah, exactly. And there seems to be no logical way that he would be able to know it unless he came into contact with a vampire who happened to have been in Sunnydale and told him or something. I don't know. Buffy gives Ford a tour and they come across two vampires on school grounds. Ford lies by pretending that he killed one of the vampires, who, by the way, was played by stuntwoman Julie Michaels. Lies upon lies upon lies. They do compound in this episode, as lies often do.
They do fester.
Yep. In real life, I think lies should be brought into the light. This episode not only deals with the negative repercussions of lying, it also begs the issue, are there times where some lies are okay? I personally don't think so. It deals with the complexities of learning full truths and growing up, but mostly it shows that lies are shady. Why shouldn't you trust trees? What?
Trust trees?
Because they seem shady. He. Oh, okay, a Sid.
Absolutely a Sid.
I've got one more.
Give it a whirl.
The next sentence is telling the truth. The previous sentence is telling a lie. That's actually quite witty. More highbrow.
It is. Good one, Drew.
It's Drusidalicious. I wouldn't go that far. I've got 2 Shakespeare quotes about lying. Ah, perfect. This above all to Mistress Drusilla be true, and it must follow as the day the night, thou canst not then be false to Scooby Dru. Hamlet. What? The actual quote is, this above all to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. And from Macbeth, false face must hide ever dastardly deed. No, the actual quote Macbeth says to Lady M is, false face must hide what the false heart doth know. These quotes are interesting because they share opposite sentiments. In Hamlet, Polonius is saying that an authentic sense of self-integrity will prevent you from acting dishonestly or deceptively toward anyone else. And in Macbeth, he's saying one must put on a deceptive exterior to conceal one's true traitorous intentions and guilt. Plato wrote, false words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Mark Twain is attributed with saying, a lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. I like that one. Dostoevsky said, lying to ourselves is more deeply ingrained than lying to others. I'm of Russian descent. I think this is a very Russian statement. Tennyson wrote, a lie that is half-truth is the darkest of all lies. Nietzsche said, the visionary lies to himself, the liar only to others.
Albert Camus said, fiction is the lie through which we tell the truth. Gabriel Garcia Marquez wrote, fiction was invented the day Jonah arrived home and told his wife that he was 3 days late because he'd been swallowed by a whale.
That's a good one.
Oscar Wilde wrote, lying, the telling of beautiful, untrue things, is the proper aim of art.
I never lie, at least not to those I don't love, is from Anne Rice's The Vampire Lestat. And I lie to myself all the time, but I never believe me, is from S.E. Hinton's The Outsiders. Those are fantastic, both of you. Do you know what song is playing when Xander, Willow, and Angel go to the vampire wannabe haunt, the Sunset Club?
Is it Sugar Water by Chibo Mato?
Yes, sirree, Bob. And yes, sirree, Carol and Ted and Alice. Cute. The band played this on camera at the Bronze in When She Was Bad. It was the sensual music that Buffy seduces Xander to on the dance floor. It's a good use of it here, not only for the vibe, but again, Buffy and our group are in a situation that is not right. Things are not lining up. Willow pontificates on the phrase, stick out like a sore thumb. Do you happen to know where that phrase comes from?
No, I don't.
It was coined after me, since I have always been my own kind of damsel. Isn't that right, Chuckaboo? The phrase, to stick out, was actually first recorded in the 16th century, but the full idiom, stick out like a sore thumb, was later from the mid-1800s. Some linguists believe it may have evolved from an earlier, now lost expression, to be on hand like a sore thumb, which had a different meaning altogether. It meant to be fully available. Stick out like a sore thumb gained significant popularity in the 1930s and the 1940s, largely due to its repeated use by Earl Stanley Gardner in his Perry Mason novels. Ooh, fancy pants. What did the finger say to the thumb?
What?
I'm in glove with you. He. Are you keeping Sid on as your gag writer? Why ever not? Maybe we need to have a tete-a-tete with Sid. A heart-to-heart.
Yes.
I'll ask him, but I don't think he wants to miss me. He. Oh, yowza, yowza.
If you say so.
Do you know who is in the coffin and says hi to Willow and Xander as they walk by?
No.
Ah, it is makeup department head Todd McIntosh appearing on the show. Also, did you notice what paintings are in the club?
Honestly, I was so busy focused on the costumes.
So the paintings in the club are King Charles II from 1675, A Girl with a Kitten from 1743, and Louis II of Anjou from the 1400s. Chanterelle calls vampires the lonely ones. She seems sweet and extremely misguided. I like the visual joke when Angel says that they don't know anything about vampires, including how they dress, and just then, a fellow pushes by who's dressed exactly like Angel.
Again, the costumes.
That's where you were looking at. The fact that Jenny takes Giles to monster trucks is also funny. What's so monstrous about the trucks? Are they like the vehicle Buzzy was scared of in Halloween?
No, they're not actual monsters. Monster trucks, it's a whole thing.
No time to dilly-dally over it. More important things call. Like, Buggy Buzzy sees the tintype of me, and Giles thinks I was killed. Buffy sets him straight. By the way, we shot that tintype on set a few days before. Todd did such beautiful makeup, it was spot on for the period. And it was before we'd shot any flashback sequences. A couple years ago, I got a call from the photographer. He'd come across the negatives from the shoot. And yes, it was film negatives then, and he asked if I wanted the proof sheets and the negatives. I said absolutely. We met up and we did a handoff, and I often bring some of those images to signings. Once Giles is set straight, he's going to research me. Jenny Calendar facetiously calls Dru a nice lady. I am a very nice lady. But instead of getting to research the vampire that Ford lied about, pushes Giles and Buffy and steals a book. Spoiler alert. Yes, this book eventually turns out to be the Dulac manuscript. The Dulac manuscript and the Dulac cross figure into What's My Line Part 1, What's My Line Part 2, and are also mentioned in Revelations in Season 3 and in Family in Season 5. James and I asked Jason, aka Ford, if he wanted to rehearse and run lines for all of our scenes. We did that, and at the end of the episode, he thanked us and said that it made all the difference. It's hard when you come into a well-established set as a guest star. You very often get little to no rehearsal, and you have to deliver without it. It really elevates your work if you get to work with the cast. It's funny because it was only my 3rd episode there, but shooting is kind of like dog years. Each day is so long and concentrated and chock full that it feels like a few weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. We constantly say by Tuesday, it's like, wait a minute, how is it only Tuesday? Yesterday was so long, it just felt like all week.
I love shooting the scene where I talk to the dead bird. I talk to my birdie. Okay then, what were you thinking? I didn't know Penelope Tweedledee Winchester III was dead. What happened to Penelope Tweedledee Winchester 1 and 2? Same thing that happened to Swindle.
Swindle?
My guinea pig. Oh, what happened to Swindle? Swindle dwindled and then died.
Oh no.
I'm sensing a trend here. You have no idea. I added that little whistle to encourage the bird to sing. Spike is horn mad.
Horn mad?
Jealous. Yes, of Angel. That little monosyllabic Dru cry was aired for the first time in this episode. Yes, that. I'd actually put it into School Hard and had watched the dailies, which are the footage from the episode, and I thought that it worked, but it was cut out of the edited episode. I assumed Joss didn't like it, but then, when we sat down for the table read of Lie to Me, I was reading through the scene and the stage direction said, quote, Dru makes that sound she makes when she might cry, and I was so excited that it had been scripted in. It's a bold move that Ford makes. To be continued.
The missing scene that could have been in this week's episode. There, those two.
Yes, Jenny. Oh dear. Excuse me. Yes, I apologize. I believe those are our seats.
Ouch!
So sorry.
Hey, watch where you're going.
That Tweety guy has hot dogs. Can we get hot dogs?
Later.
Dad!
Please forgive me. I'm just trying to sneak past.
Oh.
Your hot dog.
Thank you.
Make some noise for our spectacular lineup at Monster Truck Madness 1997. Round one. First up, Gravedigger.
Oh, dear.
He's got it!
Whoa!
Bigfoot is on the move!
Ah, I see.
Rupert, that was exciting.
He's a good one, that one. Very aerodynamic.
Here we go! Pressure! Holy crap!
Oh my. Such a big flip.
That was just the warm-up.
Aren't they suitably warmed?
You don't like this, do you?
How long does this event go on for?
Look! It's Tweety guy on the Jumbotron. Tweety guy! Tweety guy! Tweety guy! Tweety guy! Tweety guy! Tweety guy!
Oh my.
He's my Tweety guy. What do you say, England?
Holy shiitake mushrooms!
Not your thing, England?
No. I love monster trucks.
You sure?
So much better than the evening I had planned. Tea and chamber music. Oh dear. Oh no, this is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Buffy needs us now at the library. We have to cut this short.
Now?
Duty calls.
Dad, did you see Tweety guy propel over our whole row?
I did.
Young lad.
Cool! Thanks for the hot dog!
I must be off. I think monster trucks are more terrifying than monsters.
Let's get ready to Buffy!
Vengeance Val was the victor in our first inaugural Battle of the Uber Buffy fans. If you would like to challenge her title and be considered as a contender for this season's battle, please email revampedpod@gmail.com. Yes, be sure to include your name, where you weigh in with your number of watch-throughs, where you're located, something interesting about you or something you think would be good to share.
And your social media handles.
Yes, woo. Woo-hoo. Boop boop be Drew. Revamptees, please correspond with me on our Patreon page, Revamped with Juliet Landau, on Twitter, @Juliet Landau, on Instagram, @Juliet_Landau, and on the Fans of Juliet Landau Facebook group, or Juliet Landau official Facebook page. Patreon peeps to be read in the credits: Dave Hall, Fawny June Kendall, Daniel Harbour, Louise Brennan, Brandon Key, Cameron Burton, Donnie Ruskin, Madeline Pruitt, Marion Stevenson, Antonio H. Gutierrez, and Bobby Pelham. It makes all the difference because we cannot keep making the show without you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Until we meet again.
See you next time when we do it again. Do it again. Until then, rewatch, revamp, reinvent, and be remarkable you.